In a small town, there lived an old man named Ethan, known for his frugal lifestyle. He owned a small house, wore simple clothes, and kept to himself. Yet, whispers spread in the town that Ethan was secretly very wealthy, and he had hidden a jar of gold somewhere on his property. One day, a young man named Jack, struggling with his daily lives, decided to approach Ethan. Jack was known for his charm but also his impatience. He knocked on Ethan's door and said, "I've heard you're a man of wisdom. Can you teach me the secret to wealth?" Ethan smiled knowingly and said, "You want wealth, do you? Then come back tomorrow at sunrise with a shovel." The next morning, Jack arrived with a shovel in hand. He was eager to find the jar of gold. Ethan led him to the back of his house, where the old man's small, disarranged garden was located. Ethan pointed to a spot near a tree and said, "Dig here." Jack began digging feverishly. The sun climbed higher in the sky, and the hole grew deeper, but there was no sign of gold. Frustrated, Jack stopped and said, "Are you sure this is the right spot?" Ethan chuckled. He pointed to another spot and said, "Try over there." Jack moved to the new spot and started digging again. Hours passed and still no gold. By evening, Jack was soaked in sweat and furious. "You're wasting my time," he shouted. Ethan remained calm and told, "Be patient, young man. The secret to wealth is persistence, so come back tomorrow." Over the next several days, Jack continued digging in different spots around the garden. He cleared weeds, tilled the soil, and even planted a few seeds out of frustration. To his surprise, he found the work therapeutic. He began to enjoy the quiet mornings, the feel of the earth, and the sense of accomplishment as the garden transformed before his eyes. One day, while Jack was working, Ethan brought out 2 cups of tea and sat beside him. "You've done well," Ethan said, looking at the beautiful garden. "But I suppose you're wondering where the gold is." Jack, who had grown calmer and more reflective over the days, smiled. "Honestly, I think I've found it." Ethan raised an eyebrow. "Oh, and what have you found?" Jack gestured to the garden. "I found peace in the work, pride in creating something with my hands, and the understanding that wealth isn't just about money. It's about what you make of your life." Ethan smiled warmly. "You've learned the lesson I hoped to teach you, but I must confess, there is a jar of gold." He led Jack to the old tree where they had first started digging. From under a stone, Ethan pulled out a small jar filled with gold coins. "This is yours," Ethan said. "But remember, the greatest wealth isn't what's in this jar. It's the knowledge and character you've cultivated along the way." Jack took the jar, but he felt a deep sense of respect for Ethan and his lesson. From that day on, Jack worked hard, not just for wealth, but to live a meaningful and fulfilling life.